Hey guys, it's Nina Soul, Spiritual Vibes, riding with a witch once again. I am on my way to the shop right now. Our second day about to open once I get there. So I had gotten that question yesterday, a comment that one of my subscribers, she wanted to know, and I didn't get a chance to write down her name or anything like that, so hopefully she sees this. I'll have to respond to her message and let her know that I had made this video. Some of you guys be asking me some really good questions that, like, I could literally, if I reply to it as like a response to your comment, I would be there like typing for forever, because it's like something that I could just go on and on and on about. So I figured that with certain questions like that, I will be doing a video to respond to your comment, because it's easier for me to be able to talk more about it than to sit there and to, like, you know, to type it out, and it's just so time consuming. I'm just like, you know what, if it's that good of a subject, I figure I will use it to make a video. So the question that I had gotten was if animals could be goddess, like if I believe it was like if animals could be goddesses or could be like represented for like a goddess or anything like that. I believe it was something like that. It was something along those lines. So I decided to make a video about it because I had gotten into replying to her comment, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna be sitting here for fucking ever. I might as well just make a video, because it was like when I had read that question, it was like, there's some questions that when I read them, it's like spirit just takes over and it's like, oh, well, this and this and that and that. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Sometimes spirit be giving me way too much info at that moment that I'm just like, holy shit, I'm gonna do a video. So this is what I had gotten after reading that, was that pretty much there's pretty much like every goddess and every god has things that represent them. So they could be represented by a color, they could be represented by an animal, by certain symbols, or by like certain things like keys. Like keys, that I just did that Hecate piece, and for Sunshine, and for Hecate, one of her things was keys. So that when I see keys now, I'm just like, oh, that's Hecate's symbol. I'm pretty sure like different things could symbolize other gods and other goddesses. So for that, I mean, it could be colors, it could be animals, it could be things, anything like that, because goddesses and gods, they all have things that represent their energies, or represent them, or resonate with that certain energy. So for like animals and things like that, if you look at Bastet, it's a cat. So and then my goddess Yemaya, anything that comes from the sea, for me represents Yemaya. So seahorses, starfish, seashells, sand, like beaches, oceans, all of those things for me represent Yemaya. So and that's for like I believe too, like I think dogs, I think there was dogs that represented Hecate as well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I had researched when I was doing that piece for Sunshine, those were certain things that came out to me. And I know that there was another goddess too, that lions had turned her into a quartz crystal to protect her. And then I forgot how the story goes. Somehow this goddess became an amethyst crystal. Because first she was a quartz. The lions had turned her into a clear quartz crystal, and then somehow she turned somebody else turned her into an amethyst, or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to read the story again, but It was something along those lines, but basically there was lions that turned that goddess into a crystal. So that goddess that I'm talking about, lions would represent her. So you like pretty much anything that, the way that I see it is that when you notice certain things popping out at you, like, or you keep seeing a certain animal, or a certain color just so happens to be around, like every time, like every day you're noticing this color is jumping out at you, or numbers. Even there's numbers that represent certain energies. So when you see a number constantly, the same number, do your research and check into that, because spirit, the universe, God, goddess, whatever it is that you want to say, those things, all of those things are trying to communicate with us, and they can't always communicate with us by voice, or by showing themselves to us in a physical, being. So they use other things to talk to us. So I'm sorry, I'm driving and I see this car ahead of us that the driver has like this big pit bull sitting in his lap. Like, I hate that. I hate that for real. Like, that is so dangerous. Anyway, all right, back to what I was talking about. The way that like the God, the goddess, the universe, spirit, all of these things communicate with us through different symbols, through different things that we see, every day. Like different, though certain things will pop out to us, not because, okay, and this is the thing, is that we could be sitting in a car together. And you keep seeing, the number 8. The number 8 is on the license plates in front of you. There's a phone number on a building that keeps popping up with the number 8. There's, the street number has the number 8 in it. The destination that we end up going to has the number 8 in it. And you just keep seeing this number 8, but I'm not seeing it. So that number 8, you need to research that number, what that number means, because numerology will tell you what that number represents. So then that's how like you have to research and you have to look, and then once you find out what that number 8 means, most likely it's going to resonate with something that's either happening in your life or that you need to be watchful for, because that was the way that, whatever it is that you want to believe, whether it's the universe, the goddess, spirit, whatever, that is the way that it communicated with you, was through showing you the number 8. So don't think that it's just coincidence when you see these things popping up, because they are meaningful. They hold meaning. So therefore, anything that keeps popping up to you on a regular daily basis, you really need to check into that, because it's like a sign. It's a sign for you, because the whole time that I'm driving and you're sitting in the passenger seat, you keep seeing the number 8, and I'm the driver and I'm not seeing that. It's because it's something that's meant for you to see, and it's your message, not mine. So for that comment yesterday, for if animals could represent goddesses, definitely numbers, colors, animals, all different types of things can represent gods and goddesses. And whether or not you want to use that animal, so say you hold on, I'm trying to get in this damn lane and people don't want to let me through. Oh, you're gonna let me through. I don't care. You're gonna let me through. See that? Use your magic. When you say, like, I be telling, when I'm like moving stuff around, and even if it's something that looks like it's unbalanced, like it's gonna fall right over, I'll be like, you stay there. You stay there, you don't move. And it won't fall, I swear. So, use your magic on a regular basis. I can't even tell you How many times I'm telling people, oh, you're gonna let me in. They let me in. You're gonna do this, they do it. Or you're not gonna do this, they don't do it. Use your magic on a regular basis. If you have that power within you, use it, you know? So anyway, back to this. You know, I know I keep bouncing around. You guys are gonna know I'm very bouncy. I'll bounce around. I'll go from one subject to another subject, back to that subject, and then all of a sudden I'll remember something that I was talking about with the other subject. So, you know, hang with me, because it comes to a point. But basically, anything and everything represents something. So if you notice that certain things, you know, look into, oh, and I was gonna say that with your goddess, if it's a certain animal that keeps standing out to you and you find out what goddess it is, don't think that you all of a sudden have to, you know, if you feel more of a connection with the animal than you do the actual goddess, use that animal. You can worship an animal. Like I said, your god could be a tree, your goddess could be the earth. Whatever it is, if you feel like you're more connected to that animal and the energy of that animal, then use that animal as your goddess. Don't be afraid of that. You can do that. You can do that. It's your world. You make up your rules. Nobody else can tell you how you should be practicing or what you should be believing in. Because if it works for you, it works for you. And I just think all of us as practicing witches, we all need to know how to stand our ground. And we can't let people just push us off so easily, because that means you're not being strong in your path. When you're strong in your path, people can talk shit to you and it won't even faze you. They'll be like, okay, whatever, fuck you. You know, you don't have to believe in it, because this path isn't your path, this is my path. So that's why I chose, when I started practicing more, I was like, you know, like, I don't know if I have to be Wiccan or if I have to be pagan. I was like, you know what, none of these things make any sense to me, and I still hold on to, you know, some of my, like, a little bit, you know, my Catholic things, like having Jesus as my God. I still hold on to little things like that, just because I feel that if I'm gonna have a God or a goddess, this god or goddess has to come and show themselves to me in some way. I'm not going to go searching and researching to see who my god or who my goddess is. If they show me themselves, that's who is supposed to be, that's who I'm supposed to be believing in. So for right now, no other god has shown themselves to me. You know, Buddha, from what I feel, Buddha is not to be worshipped. He's supposed to remind us to be like him. He's supposed to remind us to, in moments of you know, in moments of craziness and chaos, you're supposed to find your peace. So that's what Buddha, Buddha for me is that. Like, Buddha, you can't worship Buddha, but you could be like Buddha. But for somebody else, if they worship Buddha, I'm not going to be like, oh no, you can't worship Buddha. No, that's not, no. If that's your God, if you claim Buddha as your God, then that's your God. Who am I to tell you, you know? But for me, in my way of thinking, Buddha can't be my God. He can be somebody that I aspire to be like. And I want that energy. So that's, for Buddha, for me, that's what he stands for. But like I said, we love our Buddha over at the shop. We have Buddha everywhere. And, you know, maybe Marianne, maybe to her, she, you know, Buddha might be somebody else. Buddha might be an actual God for her, but I don't know. You know, we haven't really touched on that. So maybe, you know, maybe she'll be able to tell me something a little bit different, how she feels about it. And we are going to be doing some videos together. So, you know, I'll let you guys know, like, when we start doing that. But as far as that comment, I believe I pretty much answered that question. So I don't know if you guys have any more questions about it, or if you feel like I didn't really, you know, you guys want me to dig deeper into it, I can, you know, just let me know, and, you know, I'll do another video. Well, with all of that being said, I am here at my shop. I am at work. So, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll do another video later, but I'm gonna upload this one and see what y'all think, see what y'all say. And like I said, you know, certain questions that I feel I can't answer in you know, a quick response, because some of the questions y'all be throwing at me are just like, oh, I could talk about this forever, you know? I could go back and forth on this. So that's why I'm like, you know what? For those questions, I'm gonna just do videos, and for like the questions that I can easily answer, I'll just do reply to your comments. And sorry if you guys hear Louis in the background. He knows that we're here at the store, so he wants to get out of the car. My boys are gonna be coming. They're gonna be coming with us to work. I don't know for how. I don't know. Armani's been doing pretty good so far for being a shop dog. So I think that they're probably gonna come with us from now on. We're gonna see a little bit how Armani reacts to having a lot of people come in. We've been kind of testing him with certain, like, with different things. We'll have people come in and we'll talk and stuff like that, and he acts really good. But we do have him wear a muzzle just so that people can see that he's not gonna harm you or anything like that. And yeah, so all right, with all that being said, you guys, you have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all at the next video, and blessed be.